to Lady Musgrave. It's a very cool spot to leave from, the Burnett River. Got the dredge channel here with the lights all down either side. Very cool. They all flash up at the same time. That was a little bit freaky. I've been watching this fishing bait light, no AIS on, for about the last hour. We've been all looking pretty good until we started getting real close to him, and then it looked like he was coming at us. And each time we changed course a bit further away from him, he looked like he was coming at us some more. So anyway, eventually he's got his, he must have got a little bit closer and he's flicked on his AIS. We can see him there now. But you can see he's going around our transom, so I think he's doing some sort of a circular trawling pattern. Freaked us out a fair bit because we couldn't see any port and starboard lights, but he certainly looked like he was coming towards us. We've got another one up ahead, so we'll have to keep an eye on him too. Precious is still asleep. He's been up for a little bit, but I think he's been up for a fair bit. A little bit of a nod off, not much, but he's been pretty alert. There's our destination up ahead. Just see it on the horizon. A little bit of a bumpy sea, following sea at least, but there's a good metre, a swell metre, maybe a bit more, metre and a half at times. But right behind us, so pretty cruisy night. No whales yet. Thought we might see some up here, but haven't seen any yet. And it's got about a bit under 5 miles to go there now. We've had current with us all night though, it's been pretty good. Haven't seen us pushing current at all. They've absolutely smashed the miles overnight. Lolly jar's taken a bit of a hit though. I think he's trying to tell me that I was the one that ate all the lollies. I don't know about that. He looks pretty suspicious. He looks very guilty over there. There's our destination, Lady Musgrave Island. I can see a lot of masts. So you can probably see here that there's not a lot of detail on the navionics charts at these outer reef sort of areas, so you can make out the lagoon, but that's about it. So I've got another option here today, which I'm going to use for the first time. So today I'm going to use this Alpine Quest as we go into the lagoon to have a bit of a look around. Been in there quite a few times before, but it's looking pretty busy on the anchorage, so thought I might try and use this today. So basically this is our position, and you can see that we can use satellite imagery to show where we are. And I've already put in a few little markers in some spots that I think are less likely to be busy, so we can go and check them out. Just have a look at the bommies on the bottom. Yeah, so if it's busy in the normal spots, we might look at some of these areas. It should be interesting to see this real-time positioning over satellite imagery. Saw my first whale blow for this trip. Unfortunately, it was just to the left of the sun. It's probably right in it now, so a couple of 100 metres away. Lost them again now, but we'll probably be heading the same general direction, so
Oh, at least it doesn't work. Coming up to the entrance of the channel into Lady Musgrave. There's Sammy spotting the bobbies. Looks very scary actually. Tide's running out still. I can't make it look at the water. Yeah. Coming up to the green marker.
So mission accomplished, made it up to Lady Musgrave. Plenty of boats in here, we're just on the pick at the moment. Yeah, it's nice enough, we've probably got 15 knots of breeze. But nice surface conditions in here. Got a few little bombies around us, so I'm hoping the fishing might be alright. Wind generator cranking away there, so yeah, plenty of sun. Should be nice. Got friends on a Mary over here. A fishing comp goes on. He's smashing me at the moment though. Sherpa, pick that bag up, Sherpa, let's go. What are you doing? How good is Lady Musgrave Island? That's the windy side, where all the yachts are anchored. No shortage of them. Then let's have a look around this side. It's like a little oasis. See a turtle just back there. Have a look at that. I think that's a turtle. Come on, maybe. Up you come. See if I can get him to come over to me. There he comes. Come on, Mr. Turtle. Up you come. So there's a big bail out of boats this morning from Lady Musgrave. It's a constant procession of boats. Probably a dozen have left this morning, but a few have come in as well, so Still a little bit blowy out here, but it's not too bad. Probably 12 knots of breeze. It's supposed to lighten up today, so hopefully it does. Pressure is up at last.
What, you're just waiting for me to get up to make your breakfast?
Yeah. You gonna brush your hair today?
I don't have to.
You gonna brush yours, Vicky?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't have a brush.
That's like something Sam would say. Show us the back of your head, Sam. It looks really good. It's very attractive. Yeah, nice. Nice bed hair. Off for our first snorkel. Yes. Sam's just bailing the dinghy. You've got a little bit of water in here. We're going over to pick up Nola from SV Amiri. She's pretty keen on the snorkeling too, so let's go. Surface here. Have a look at that. Who needs to get in the water? Vicky's out there. She's tailing one. There. Vicky will be in 7th heaven here.
She already was. Oh. There's no bright smile off her face tonight. I was trying to get to one. I turned around, there's two right. Neil said Vicky's going to be shit in a second. I went, oh, I'm not sure I like that. Oh, God. If we haven't between us got some amazing photos.
That was cool, isn't it? Is that a big black and white one just there? The one that is coming right at you. This session diving with the Manta Rays blew our minds. This was something Sam, Vicky and I had wanted to do since we started cruising in Queensland 5 years ago. To have it happen so unexpectedly was just an added bonus. They are truly mesmerising animals to be with in the water, so much so that we forgot to check for any other large creatures swimming below us in the 15-metre deep water. Hopefully this isn't the last time we get to dive with Manta Rays. So day 3 today. It's a little bit blustery out here. We've probably got 18 knots, 20 knots of breeze at times. Just going to head over at high tide over to the beach and get out of it for a little while. Bit of a gnarly little sort of crossing here. Dry enough this way. Could be pretty damp on the way back though, I suspect. Got the Marine Parks boat out here. Keeping an eye on things. Fairly dry on the way across here. This is where the boat collar on the dinghy earns its stripes. Makes it so much more stable. This would be pretty scary without it. But it absolutely eats it up. I think we counted about 26 boats out here the other day. We're down to about 4 or 5 now. But still very comfortable in the lagoon here. Probably got like about a foot of chop, maybe a little bit more, but the Riki's handling that very easily. Wouldn't even know it was blowing 20 knots on the other side of the island. Vicky tells me it's a buff banded rail. There's another one over back there. Very well camouflaged. Pretty easy walking along this track through the forest, especially if you're wearing the right footwear. I think we're coming out to the lagoon. A few pandanus trees from memory. There's the wind again. She's pretty blustery today. Not great for snorkeling, that's for sure. Ah well, can't be perfect every day. Decided she was going to get pretty wet on the trip, so decided just to wear a wetsuit over. Interesting choice of bushwalking attire, but probably pretty functional. It'll pay some benefits, I reckon, on the way back. Who put this tree here? Hopefully all that blue sky up ahead means that the good stuff's coming our way. All that gnarly looking sky out there has gone past us. Let's look at this sky, it looks wet at least, that's for sure. Let's go ashore, she said. It'll be fun, she said. Vicky, was that you?
Yeah, it was fun.
until that last bit when we all got absolutely saturated. But anyway, we survived again. Nice little sunset over there. It is the adventure, Vic, you're absolutely right. That was a decent little boat ride. Took plenty of water. I do have a little bilge pump in there though, so that was good. And it wasn't that far. Probably a mile maybe. So if you're thinking of coming out to Lady Musgrave Island, and the forecast is for 20 knots of breeze, then this is what you're up against. This is right on high tide when supposedly the swell gets over the reef the most. We've had pretty much 15 to 20 knots all day, probably 18 to 20. Supposedly about 1 metre to 1.5 metres of swell today outside the reef. And you can see what's coming through here is pretty minimal really. It's probably, I'd call it probably 1/2 metre of swell, if that, and it's really wind chop anyway. So it's actually pretty comfortable here. It's a 50-foot boat, 2.1 draft, so it's got a little bit of stability, but it's actually going okay. Bit of clear weather up ahead there, up to windward, so I'm hoping that's what's on its way, because it was looking a little bit gnarly this afternoon out the other way, but I think it's going to be all right. I don't think there was any real talk of thunderstorms or anything today. They just looked a little bit on the dark side, so wind generator certainly cranking. We've got the genset running at the moment for a bit of warm water for tonight for a shower. Sun's just over the horizon, and you can see there's a little bit of action on the water here. But straight on the bow, so it's all pretty happy days.